In today's video, I'm going to show you the best settings that you should have in Siege to be able to perform at your best. All right, first off, I'm going to start with the general settings here. The first two is open the U, but secondly, the ping should always be on. The metrics, it just shows up on the bottom left, so you don't really need that. It doesn't really help you at all. The connectivity feedback, honestly, I would rather have either default or icons on, just so it shows you what you're missing out on. On the side here, it says all the stuff, so latency, jitter, packet loss, FPS, host, and hit reg. So basically, probably icons would be better in all honesty. Next up, we have the cycle inside camera groups. Now you want to have this off so that you can have the comfortability of moving on to the next camera without an ease. After that, we have drone. After prep phase, I do automatic. Some people have it on semi, but I like to have an automatic so that I can get off my drone and I can act fast. If I need to get back on it, I just press my key button and it goes right back to it. So usually my key button is either 4 or 5, and then I hop back on the cam and I drone up. Batch replay, you usually always want to have on. If you need to see a cheater or something, you can always go back and you can always see what happened. Or if you want to get a clip too, you can always get it from match replay. Next up, all chat, your choice to have it on. Do you want your mental to be shocked, or do you want to talk to people? It's your choice. If you have anything, just turn on team chat. Don't turn it disabled, but turn on the team chat just so you can see your team. After that, crossplay and communication, you want to always have on, no matter what. I mean, this is no brainer. Next up, we have the HUD settings here. All the different stuff, again, everything is personalized to me, but it's recommended that you look at these and, you know, compare mine to yours, and maybe you can change them. So I have mine on custom, and then we go to compass. I always have it on just so I know. Simplified, basically in the compass. Advanced makes it huge on the bottom here, but you want to make it to simplified so it's a lot smaller. Current location on, pings on, everything's on. Objective marker, so where the sight is on. Elimination, so when you kill someone, it has that little red X. Keep that on. Ping locator help, I always have on. Just so it helps out, you know, with callouts here. Next up, with equipment, loadout and loadout input, you want to have on just so you see what you have. In competitive play, I'm pretty sure this is still on regardless. Again, this is all your choice, but I have all in player status, I have all mine to be on, just so that I can see, you know, what I'm working with, such as health, you know, what my status is, you know, where the players are standing, down but not out timer. When you are down, you always want to have down so you know how long you have. Critical warnings, you know, when you're low, or if there's like a gadget or something. Next up, we have reminders. Honestly, you don't need to have this on, but personally, I have this on. People like it on and off, but I like mine on. Action inputs, you know, when you're when an action is happening, it just reminds you to do it. Choose a reminder. When you have the diffuser, you know, it shows up on the bottom of the screen. You could drop it or something, or on the top as well. You always want to have this on. Now you can change the size of this, but I'd like to have it at 47. Anything below 50 is, in my opinion, is pretty good. And then after that, we have action duration bar is on, reload reminder on, just so I know, you know, when I need to reload, besides LMGs. General reminders I also have on. Next we go into reticle. Crosshair I always have on. I'm pretty sure, yeah, all this is on here. There's no doubt in my mind that you should have this always on. Next up, we have environment. Environment I always have on as well. It just shows like an area of effect, so when you're placing down a gadget or something in, you know, in radius of that, so like Jaeger, ADSs, you want Thorn devices, where it goes. Everything else is on. Pings, your opponent pings. When you're scanning someone or you ping them or ping a gadget, shows where it is. Again, all this is on, in my opinion. It helps out a lot. Next up, in match information, I also have all this on. It just shows, you know, destroyed drones is probably the best thing that you want to have on in here. Just so you know the drone count, such like that, since it does give you that option. And then in other, we also just have all on. Voice chat, observation panel, operator cards. You can always have this off if it's really an issue, but there's a hotkey for it. I think mine's X. That you can just close it if you wanted to. Next up, in the audio settings, I always have mine in English here. Subtitles I have off just so it doesn't take up most of the screen. Master volume I have at 69 unironically. I have my Windows volume all the way to 100, and then I have the master volume 69 so I can still hear stuff. Voice chat volume you can also turn down if you want. Personally, I like it at 71. That's why I usually put it on. Music all the way down. Dialogue volume turn it down. You don't need to hear that always. Night mode, I've seen some other stuff. I might do a video on it, but I've heard some different stuff with all the audio. But I've heard night mode is the best one out of all of them. I haven't had an issue in it for 2 years now. so I use it. Mute unfocus, mute sound when the window is unfocused. So when you're like tapping out, you can do that if you want to. I have mine on just so I can hear. I have my push to talk open mic. You never want to do open mic, it's awful. And then the voice record, or the voice chat record level, I have at 88. So my mic, you know, you can hear clearly. And then record threshold, I have at 81. So what you call it right here. So record your voice at threshold for the recording levels of your mic. The mic will always be set with the value set to 0. It will always be closed when set to 100. So it just gives, you know, a proximity of when you're talking. Next up, display settings. You always want to go at whatever your computer is your refresh rate. So you always want to go to the highest is. So mine's 144. I run 920 by 1080p, the best you can get in resolution. I put mine at full screen. You don't want it to be anything else. Full screen, you know, you have the full control of the monitor that you have, and it looks good. Aspect ratio, personally, I run 1610. I've tried between 161090 and 4390. Used 4390 when I switched over about 2 years ago. Used it for 2 months, and I switched to 1610. I've been using this ever since. And then VSync, always have off. You never want to have this on. FPS limit, I put at 144. Personally, I really like FPS limit just because that you can get the max settings that you can get, and it looks consistently good, especially on my stream. By the way, if you don't follow my Twitch, links in the description. But I always put it at 144 so it looks clean and there's never a frame drop. Widescreen letterbox, you want to turn this off as well. There's no point, you know, renders in 16:9. There's no point, and for more cinematic experience, not worth it. Again, 90 FOV. HUD settings. Now people always ask me, you know, Ice Code, how does it look like this? So my HUD settings, right, you can turn it all the way up or down, but it looks small, but it looks better in my opinion. Same with the menu display. So I'll show you the difference here between them. So this is the menu. See how big it looks, right? Doesn't really look that good. And then we go back into display, we go all the way down, and then I turn it down to about like 81, right? And it makes it smaller, and it makes it look way better in my opinion. Way better. All right, next up we have the graphics settings. Now you always want to have this on. I have no clue why this is off, but on plus boost, if you have NVIDIA, I don't know about AMD, but you always want to have this on plus boost. Latency flash indicator, I always have off as well. I know you're supposed to have the top one on plus boost and then off. This one helps a lot with your frames, I believe, and it also helps it look more smoothly. Going into the graphics settings, now a lot of people say, you know, you always need the best settings, you know, you need the highest ones, but you actually don't. I've been using this, I run this on and off stream. So texture I have on medium, and everything else I have on low to off or on. Basically linear as well for texture filtering. Yeah, everything low. I mean, it still looks good in game. You know, I post raw gameplay all the time. You know, it looks phenomenal, and this is always, you know, low, always low, besides the first one's medium. So as we go on here, a lot of qualities, low, shading quality low, shadow quality low, reflection quality low, VFX quality low, ambient occlusion, that's how you say it, I have it off. Lens effect, you always want to have off. It makes it look way worse if you have it on. Zoom depth, you want to have on. So this enables or disables the depth of field effect on weapons when zooming in while aiming. Definitely want to have that on. NVIDIA DLSS. Honestly, I have no clue what it is, but I turned it off. Pretty sure I got recommended these settings by my teammates. Adaptive rendering scale, I always have 0, and then render scaling and TA sharpness, I have 100. These ones, yeah, basically, you know, you want to have at the max that you can. It makes it look good in the game. Next up, we have controls. Personally, you know, you have to find a comfortable sensitivity. Either if you take it off, you know, me or Bolo or someone else. You always want to try to find your own. But you always want to have raw input off. That's the one thing that you always have to have. And also inversion, you know. So inversion, you know, if you look up, so if you move your mouse up, it's gonna move your mouse down. It's like really weird. And then, like I said, sensitivity, you know. Sensitivity is all your preference. Personally, I've been using this for about, I want to say I've been using this sensitivity for about 1.5 years now. I've had no issues with it. Mouse scroll you want to have enabled so that you can switch the weapons super easy. Gadget deployment, I always have advanced. Same with drone deployment, just so that, you know, when you have your gadget right, you have to double click it. It doesn't just automatically do it. And same with the drone. So you throw your drone, you don't automatically get on the cam. So you throw it, and then you have to press another button to do it. Aim, hold, lean, toggle, sprint is hold, crouch is toggle, prone is toggle, and then walk is hold. I found these to be the best as well. Just, you know, so when you aim, you have to hold it instead of just, you know, you press it once, it just does it for you. So you actually have a choice to make it work. Going on to the general settings and the controls. Scoreboard, I have this tab, change operator 7. So when you're 6 picking or you know, something like that, you press 7. Text chat is for all chats T, team chats Y. Send text, just enter. Push to talk, I have a C, so I usually use my thumb on that, and I use my thumb on the spacebar as well. I found it super convenient. I don't have anything for toggle mention, so I put it like on the top right by the back bar. There's no point to have it. WASD, usually lean left, lean right, QE, super easy, you know, just use my fingers. Sprint, I use as the arrow button, or sorry, the shift button. Navigate, so when you're trying to vault or something, press spacebar. Crouch, I use as caps lock. I don't know why it looks like this, but it's definitely caps lock. Prone, I use control, so I usually use my pinky when doing that. Walk, I use X, so I use my thumb as well when I'm trying to do it. I use my thumb for basically Z, X, C, and then spacebar as well. Next up, shoot walk, or sorry, shoot aim. You know, mouse 1, mouse 2. Well, sorry. Click left, click right, whatever you want to call that. Just the default stuff. Reload is F. Interact, so when you're trying to pick up a drone or pick up a gadget, F. Melee attack, I use my thumb, and I use it on the bottom side of my G Pro, on the left side. Primary gadget, I just click the middle mouse button. Secondary gadget, G, so such as nitro cell, grenade, any secondary gadget, barbed wire. Enter observation tool, so I deploy drone with 4 and then go into it with 3, right? So I usually use my index finger, do 4 and then 3 as well. So that's how you drone, or that's how I drone. Primary weapon, I don't really use it that much. Ping character Z, always Z ping. Switch ability, B, so such as, you know, Hibana per se, you know, her pellets use B. Weapon swap again, you have the scroll wheel on it, just the dot, super easy. And drop diffuser I use as V, so I also use my thumb to drop diffuser if I need to. To be honest, in observation tools, the only thing I really need to know is I use mouse for 4. That's what I use it to scan with. Controller settings, unless you're Royal Penguin, you don't need these, or Pina. Privacy settings, I don't personally use this, but until they have streamer mode, I'm not going to use any of this. But I mean, if you want to put a delay on, you know, you can hide your region if you really want to, you know, stream snipers. And then going to accessibility, the last one. Personally, I have mine on purple. I think the purple site is one of the best ones in the game with 82 optic color. Team colors, I've switched between red and blue, so my team's red, theirs blue. And then I have, you know, text to voice, so you don't, you know, there's no reason to have these on unless you have a hearing disability or you have hearing problems. I have those off. And then chat scale, I have it at 98, so it's not too big. And then I have it as transparent so that I can see through the background. So hopefully this helps somehow. If you guys want to know anything else, you can always come by the Twitch or you can ask in the comments. Also recently got champ. I'll make a champ video this week on how I got it with Mr. Garfield and friends. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Thanks for sticking by, and yeah, a lot more content to come, and I appreciate you guys. See you guys later.